Okay, y'all, welcome to the training. Um, Jarvis right here. I want to give some stuff that is not really talked about a lot. One of the biggest things in this industry is if you don't know how to, I don't like to use the word recruit. I like to say, collecting friends. But for the sake of the conversation, one of the biggest things is people don't go out to recruit because they don't know what to say, right? Can we agree that that's a big issue? People don't know what to say. And what we do know is where there's any confusion, there's no action. And where there's clarity, there's massive action. I want to help you out real quick when you're going out to talk to people. See, whenever you make your database, take your database of people and categorize them, okay? And put family man, family woman, single husband, single man, single woman, pastor, electrician. See, this is why what are those doggone things that memory joggers are so good? They broke them down into categories, right? People make decisions off of what? Based off of emotion. Emotion, right? Period. The reason why a lot of people are telling us no is because in the midst of our invite, you know what we're doing? We're creating anxiety in. We're helping to create anxiety. You got to think about it. A person starting a business is a big deal, right? They're probably going to do something for their very first time. We're talking about that thing, right? Network marketing, that thing that scares mostly everybody. And you're asking them to do something brand new. And people don't join, like people will never join Wakanda or Akana. They're going to join Mrs. Anita. They're going to join Miss Deidre. They're going to join Miss Laundry. People join us. They don't join the company. They don't know nothing about the company. They don't know enough to make a decision. Mass majority of people, they're joining us, right? So if people are joining us, don't you think it's important how we make them feel, what we make them think while we're trying to enroll them? So what happens is you go to talking about business and people start getting anxiety, right? And when people start to, I don't know, this is it's hard for a person to make a decision with that, right? Because they're scared. They're scared. So you're probably not going to get any activity from that person. Now, here's the other side of the coin. What if they join you? What if they do join because of who you are? And they know if you're doing it, it's a good thing to do. Guess what? They're still going to get in and do nothing. Why? Because they still got that same anxiety. They got the same anxiety. So what we have to focus on when we're recruiting, we have to make sure we're giving, okay, because why does anxiety exist in the first place, right? It's because the outcome don't look clear. They're afraid of the outcome, right? Whatever is going on through a person's mind, the end don't look good. It's not working in their favor. That's what creates anxiety. Because the end game don't look good. They're uncertain and they're all over the place. Okay. So if we want people to respond to us in a different way, we got to do something different than creating anxiety, right? We need to make sure that they are looking at what we have and becoming excited about the possibility. You get people excited about the possibility of doing something great, you got a greater chance of anxiety not rising in that person's mind at the moment. Okay. So we got to do a better job of getting people excited off of the potential of what we have. And if you do that, more people will listen to what you say, even if they don't join you today. It might be next week or next month or 2 months from now or 6 months from now or a year from now or 2 years from now. I know a lot of y'all getting anxiety right now, right? 2 years from now? Listen, you got to be bought in. You got to know you ain't going nowhere. You got to know that this is something that you're going to be doing in order for you to be thinking like that. That, you know what, I'm going to plant this seed and that person might join next year. So you got to already be made a buying decision in order to be thinking like that. See, everybody's thinking about right now, right now, right now. They got to join me right now, right now. And then you're in a rush, and then your invite is like that. You're in a rush. Your follow-up is like that because you're in a rush. You don't want to be in a rush. It's okay to be excited. Okay? It's okay to be excited. It's okay to have this, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me in a minute. But when you were excited, y'all, you can build your whole business just off of sheer excitement. Because people want what you have. They're like, oh man, like, okay, this person is excited. They sound like they know where they're going. I want to do that. So how do you get people to make more of an emotional decision when you're, in the recruiting process versus creating anxiety and putting up this mental blockage in their mind to the point to where they don't know if they want to do this? You know how y'all have to do that? You got to move that person from their head to their heart. You got to move them from their head to their heart. Y'all should write that down. When you are trying to bring people into your business and you are in the recruiting process, you want to move that person out of their head into their heart. Why? Because when you move them from the head to their heart, once you get here to the heart, then that's when the emotions kick in. When they're up here, all kind of, man, nah, all kind of things are happening up here, and it's not clear. But if you can move it from the head to their heart, now you got something. Why? Because people make decisions based off emotion. And in order for the emotion to kick in, you got to activate the heart, right? Now, how do you do that? You ask questions that cause them to think with this and not that. And say that again. You ask questions that's going to make them think with this and not this. What do I mean by that? Remember, I was telling y'all the categories to categorize your people. If you're going and you're talking to a single mom, okay? What's that single mom's primary focus? Who can answer that? What's that single mom's primary focus? Uh-oh, I'm at a funeral.
Her children.
Spend time with her kids.
Her child, provide for her kids.
Her children, right? Her children.
Yeah.
That's our primary focus, right? Now, with everybody, y'all, network marketing is 99% psychological, 1% mechanics. 99% psychological, 1% mechanics. That's the skills, that 1%. The rest of it is psychological, okay? If you know in your mind how tough it is to be a single mom, if you know how tough it is to be a single dad, if you know that 9 times out of 10 that mom got 1 job, maybe 2 jobs, then that means she got 3 because she got to come home, be a mother, then you know it's got to be tough, right? So if I'm trying to introduce this single mom to what I'm doing, it will be wise of me to touch on the pain. I got to touch on the pain. Where's the pain? The child. That's our primary focus. So you know what I'm going to say to her? Okay, somebody unmute, and I'm just going to do a real quick role play.
I'm unmuted, Deborah.
Okay, how you doing, Miss Deborah?
Hi.
All right. So in this case, Miss Deborah, you are a single mom. I know you. You know, we're not complete strangers, but you are a single mom. So I'm gonna call you. You answer the phone, and then just play along. Ring ring.
Hello.
Miss Deborah, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully.
Awesome. I'm doing great myself. That's just a little humor. So how are things going? How's life been treating you?
Life has been treating me okay. Just trying to take care of a lot of things with my kids and my bills, maintain my job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. So other than that, what has Miss Deborah been up to other than, going to work, paying the bills, making sure she's taking care of the kids? What else been going on in your life?
Well, to be honest with you, it's really been a struggle. My kids are involved in a lot of things, and my work hours are not always balanced. I try to do a lot of overtime, but doing overtime means I can't spend time with my kids. And so it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And I have to maintain my vehicle because I need to get my kids back and forth where they need to go.
Okay, awesome. So y'all, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and coach through this portion instead of just doing it. Now I asked her a question. Hey, how you doing? She told me. Y'all, we know people love to talk about themselves. So you gotta ask the question. You gotta ask questions to make people talk about themselves, right? Why do you want them to talk? Because if you get them to talk and they're gonna tell you the pain that they're going through, then once they tell you the pain that they're going through, that now gives you ammunition. And the only thing you got to do is touch on the pain, right? So she sat there and she said she's been doing this with her kids. She's working, her job, trying to keep up with things. It's a little struggle. It's rough, but she's doing what she has to do to maintain. Now she's giving me her pain. All right, she's giving me the pain. So now this is when I come to her and I say this here. And I say, okay, I understand how you feel. I kind of felt the same way. It wasn't identical to what you were going through, but me being a uncle dad to my nieces and my nephews, and them growing up when the times that they're with me and not with their parents, I can only imagine how it is to be that full-time mom and dad where you can't send them home when you're done with them. I can, you know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're coming from. But this is what I found out, that even in the midst of me going through those things, I was still able to go out and create a safe space for myself, so that when I wasn't with my nieces and my nephews, I could kind of have a place to get away and do my own thing, and kind of forget about what was going on. So I get where you're coming from. But I got something I want to say to you, Miss Deborah. I'm working with a lot of phenomenal ladies, okay? And a lot of those women remind me of someone like you. Hardworking, single mother, do whatever she has to do for her children. And that's your plight every single day. They remind me of you, and that's what caused me to call you, okay? I want to ask you a question, and that is, if there was a way part-time, that you could make enough money to where you didn't have to have your kids in daycare and you didn't have to spend that extra time away from them, and you didn't have to spend the extra money with putting them in daycare and missing those precious moments of their lives. If there was a way part-time, you can make enough money to where you can bring them back home and then you not have to work so many hours so you can come home and be that mom that you want to be, would you at least be open to taking a look at it to see if it's something for you?
I'm not sure. It sounds good. I might be able to. However, it sounds so time consuming. I don't even know if I'm going to have the time.
Okay, okay. And time is a real thing. But the question I always ask people is, how much time do you think this is going to take? How much time? How much time do you think this is going to take?
Oh, if it's only going to be a few minutes, say right before, to be honest with you, the free time I have is after I've gotten the kids, everybody settled down, and before I go to bed. So I may have some time after that. I may have maybe I can get maybe a 30 minutes, maybe.
30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you some information real quick. Okay, it's only gonna take you about 20 minutes to look at. I want you to take a look at this information. And when you do, I'm gonna call you back with my mentor on the phone. And if you have any kind of concerns, I just want to get on the phone with you and resolve those concerns and see if there's a step for need to. I mean, see if there's a need for a step 2. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair. Sounds fair. I can give 20 minutes.
Okay, awesome. So I'm finna get ready to send this information over to you. And I'll call you back in about 25 minutes. And then we'll chat and like I say, see if there's a step for a need to, okay?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Now, see, Miss Deborah knew what to say because of the space we're in. 9 times out of 10, that call probably don't go that way to response-wise. Normally, you know, when you touch on that pain, see, like I said, she knew what to say, right? In terms of getting some pushback. So it's good because it gives me a chance to answer the question. But normally, when you touch on that pain with that person will say, well, okay, well, you know, I'm open to at least taking a look. Because you touched on the pain. Whenever you ask me if you know, you have something that will possibly get me back home to spend more time with my kids, I ain't got time to be up here. You got me right here. This is the same thing with the dad, a single dad. This is the same thing with a dad that's working 10, 15 hours a day. You go ask him, you say, you know, if you know him, say, hey, Bill, let me ask you a question, man. When was the last time, you know, you were able to just get away for a week or two and just let go of the worries of the world, man, and just be you? When was the last time you was able to do that? Y'all, this is a real question because you know why? Mass majority of people don't get a chance to do that. He's gonna tell you, man, it's been years probably since I've had a chance to do that. Then that's when you say, listen, if I could show you a way part-time, without interrupting anything that you're doing, if I could show you a way, part-time, how you can make enough money to where you don't have to work overtime, 3, 4, and 5 hours a day to make ends meet. If I could show you a way part-time to make enough money so that you can work a normal 40 hours a week, and then you can come back and be dad and not have to pound the pavement all day long, would you at least take a look? Y'all, it's no man in his right mind that's going to turn down that invite. The moment you talk to him, he thinking about his knees. When you touch on pain, now, y'all know I love to give analogies, right? I love to give analogies because they're true. Why do most people cheat? Because the other person touches on the pain. That's the reason why most people cheat. Because they know how to touch on the pain. You can sit there, oh, well, he or she's not doing this, or he or she ain't treating you this way. Oh, he or she doing this, say that. They're touching on the pain. Y'all, it's a real thing. A lot of times, y'all just asking the wrong questions. A lot of times, y'all just asking the wrong questions. if you know what's going on out here in this world, y'all, nobody can never tell me that you can't build a business. 80% of people are broke. And 85% of people are ill. Y'all, we have opportunity in this country. People are sick and they broke. So there's no such thing as you can't build a business, especially in the health and wellness industry. People are sick and broke. That spells opportunity. That spells opportunity. With those two statistics alone, it's not, if you could tell me, no, people are, you just aren't reaching them. And when you're talking to them, you're not asking the right questions. What's the two main reasons for divorce? Not enough time, not enough money. Money and time are the two main reasons for divorce. Doctors, lawyers, architects, they have the money. They don't have the time. They don't have a life. Then the person that has the normal 9-to-5 job, they got all the time in the world, not enough money though. So this is the psychology behind recruiting. This is the psychology behind recruiting. You have to be thinking like the other person. You have to. You got to know what's going on out here and then imagine, okay, well, this is probably happening, right? Most married couples are not happy anymore. Why? Because they're pounding the pavement. They can't do the things that they used to do. They don't travel like they used to. It's a strain on marriages. So if you're talking to your friend, go and ask her, say, girl, listen, when was the last time you and Fred been able to go on that cruise y'all normally take twice a year? When the last time y'all been able to do this? Shoot, girl, we ain't been able to do that since the pandemic started. Now, don't you know that's probably putting a strain on their marriage? Because they don't get that time away from the world the way they can just shut out everything. Y'all, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. So you call and you say, listen. Now, if you know her very well, this is why you have to use what I use with Miss Deborah. Listen, I'm working around a lot of people that are married. And this reoccurring theme I keep hearing is we did not have enough money or time like we used to in order to go and do the things we used to do as married couples. And now they're able to do that because of the money they're making part-time. What is that, y'all? That's relatability. That's relatability. Anytime you can relate to somebody, their ears are open. All right? Because they can relate to the story. So you say, look, I really think you need to take a look at what we're doing. I believe that with doing this part-time, it ain't gonna bother nothing else you're doing, that we can show you how to make enough money part-time so that you and Fred can start back going on those vacations that y'all normally used to take. If I can just show you a way, the way you can make enough money to where y'all can start back to doing that, and y'all put that spark back in y'all marriage, would you at least be open to taking a look? What do you think she's gonna say?
Yes.
I'm saying, y'all, it's the psychology behind recruiting. Just like there's a psychology and a science behind building a business and the numbers, there's a science and a psychology behind recruiting, because who are we dealing with? We're dealing with people. People have what? Problems. Our job is to find the pain, touch on it, and add a solution. That's our job. Find the pain, add a solution. That's our job. So with the people that you know they're struggling on their job, they hate their job, they want a way out, they're not making the money that they used to make, their relationships are in shambles. You have to use that. You have to use that and go back to them. A friend of mine the day before yesterday lost a loved one. Okay, lost a loved one. Now, I don't know how many of y'all gonna be bold enough to do this. I had this conversation, I think, with Miss Rochelle last year. Somebody that had lost a loved one, and I'm not sure, but I believe that person enrolled. I think it was a tough time. I said, listen, even in the tough times, people still need a getaway, y'all. They still need a getaway, right? I had a friend who lost somebody, and I'm having a conversation with him. We had that conversation. I let him vent. And I told him, I said, bro, I get it. I understand it. But what you cannot do is stop. You can't stop because your aunt wouldn't want you to do that. Now, I always ask leading questions, right? I know the right questions to ask, right? So I asked him, I say, so what are you going to do now that's going to give you some excitement to take your mind off of that? And man, I don't really know, man. I don't go out. See, I know what I'm doing. I'm intentional with this, right? I asked him, I said, so what are you going to do that's going to kind of take your mind off of that? He's like, shoot, bro, I don't know, man. I don't want to sit in the house and just, weep. And I say, look, man, what if you can get around some good people, some excited people that, they pretty much got their mind made up on where they want to go, man. I say, you need that kind of excitement, man. He was like, you're right, man. I said, look, this could be a bad time, but I'm just trying to be a friend to you. I know what I'm a part of. These are literally the words I'm saying. I know what I'm a part of. I know the excitement I'm around. I know what this energy can do for you. If it's a bad time, just let me know. I'm just thinking about my friend. And he said, what's up, man? I say, you need to be in the business with me. Because I don't have time to weep. I don't have time to mourn. I don't have time to sit there and just get into a fetal position and cry every single day because my business will die. I got to get up, mourn for a night, get over it, and move on. And that's what we're supposed to do anyway, right? But as a leader, you can't sit there and just mourn every day and just, I don't want to do that. You can't do that. Why? Because you have people watching you. Your energy will trickle down into your organization. It's the same as that way if you own the McDonald's. What you gonna do? Close the door every time somebody die? You can't do that. So you have to find a way to continue and press forward in your pain, moving forward. It's not forgetting the pain. You can't. Just got to find a way to move forward. Everything I said to him, he identified with it. He'll be enrolling Friday. He said, bro, you know what? I thank you, man, for calling me and just not letting me sit. And he said, everybody else I don't talk to, man, just kind of like they hurt just like me. He said, but I appreciate you, just asking me to make sure I could get around some positive energy. I didn't say nothing about building the business. I said, you need to be around the people. So I spoke to his pain. I didn't say come in and start building a business. He probably ain't thinking about that right now. I said, you need to be around the energy. And he said, you know what? That's right. Okay, he's like, Friday, man, I'm going to come on board. Why? Because he don't want to fall into that deep state. Y'all, you got to touch on the pain. You have to. Okay? Another thing I like to show people when people throw up the time thing at you. This is my favorite chart right here. I literally was sending this to people, y'all, while we're having the conversation. When they say time, this is a real thing I do, y'all. This is a real thing. I was sending it to them. I said, check your phone. I said, you still busy? They go to laughing. People ain't that busy. People ain't that busy. I tell them I know people with 2 jobs that still try to get it done. I don't have to say anything. I let them see that right there. It's a big reality. It's a big reality. A person look at that chart, how you gonna tell me you busy? I'm giving y'all stuff to use in the process of you bringing the people on board. Because another thing is resolving concerns. That's one of the 7 skills. If you're too passive and you just letting every little thing that people say to you, oh, I'm busy, or the cat caught a cold and the doors are swinging off the hinges, okay, not a problem. Then people will always say no to your business. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a way to combat the concern so that they can say, oh, okay. So I'm never going to fall for the I'm too busy thing. I'm going to get rid of that concern, and we're going to find out what the real issue is. That's why I always ask people when they say, I don't have time. You see what I asked Miss Deborah? I said, well, how much time do you think this is going to take? Because she don't even know what it is. Listen, today, got a lady in the organization, got all the potential on the world. I don't know if Diamond is on here or not. Okay. It's out of Maryland. In another business that I was in, she said, I'm looking on your page and I'm looking at these accomplishments. She said, but that can't be from our company, the company that we was in. And I said, no, it's not. And she said, so what are you doing? And I told her, right? You can see right here what I told her. I told her when she said, I asked her, I say, are you serious when you say yes that you want to make some money? She says, yes, I am. She said, but I say, so what's the problem? She said, well, it's just me figuring out the time I need to concentrate on the business. I asked, I said, well, how much time do you think that's going to take? I said, you can do this business just 45 minutes a day. And she said, really? Just 45 minutes? That's not bad. How do I do that? And we talked an hour ago. I resolved that concern. So guess what? Diamond can't give me that excuse no more of time, because I say, look, you can take 45 minutes a day and give it the 45 minutes. And you can get your business off the ground. Right? Being relatable, speaking to the pain. These are all the things that helps you in becoming a network marketer, because you don't just use surface-based things. When you've been doing it and you're talking to people, you understand the science and you get it. This is something I hope y'all took a snapshot of. Anytime somebody tell you, well, you know what, I really just don't have time, send that to them. It's a big reality. It opens up their eyes, and they can't make that excuse no more. Now they got to tell you something else, which is the real reason. Okay, so we talked about touching on the pain of the person as you're going to prospect, getting away from things that will cause anxiety in the person as you're trying to bring them on board. Eric Ward tells us that we need to make people say yes 3 times. 3 times. Because the moment a person say no, guess what happens? Their mind goes into shutdown mode. The moment they say no, they go into shutdown mode. That means you don't go ask an 18-year-old are they interested in retiring in the next 2 to 5 years. They thinking about the weekend, drinking a Red Bull and doing it again, and doing it again, and doing it again. They're not thinking about retiring in the next 2 to 5 years. So guess what? You're probably going to lose that person's interest. If you're talking to an 18, 19-year-old, your approach to them should be, okay, well, what is it that you're doing right now? They're probably in college, right? So what do you say to an 18, 19, 20-year-old that's probably in college? You ask them, you say, so what are your plans after college to pay off your student loans, to make sure you're not in debt and working to pay off student loans? What's your plan? They don't have one. They don't have one. I hope y'all caught that when you're talking to the young folks, the Gen Xers. What is your plan after college for paying off your student loans to make sure that you're not working to pay off student loans? What's your plan? Oh, I mean, really just to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Well, what if there was a way I can show you an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old how to make enough money part-time to where by the time you get ready to graduate, you could be in a position to, if not pay those loans off, you'll be able to make those payments without having to take the money that you're working for on your job to pay for them, which would at least be open. I guarantee you that young folk, the young folk, you got that interest. And guess what? They don't want to work for nobody, no way. They don't want to work for nobody, no way. So that's how you get the younger folks. What's your plan to make, because guess what, y'all? They don't have the stinking thinking like their parents and their grandparents. They've seen them struggle and they don't want to do that. So you ask them, what's your plan to make sure that your path doesn't end up the same way as our, not theirs? That's personal. And they might feel a certain way about that. But what is your plan to make sure that your path doesn't look like our mothers and our grandfathers of just working constantly and still being broke? You know that's what they're worried about, right? You know that's what they're looking at. You know that's the reason why they don't want a job, right? What do you think an 18, 19, 20-year-old is going to say to you if you say that? They don't want to do what they've seen their parents do. They're going to be open. They're going to be open. Does this make sense to y'all? Oh boy, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
It's a few people. I can see it's hit Miss Rochelle. She's trying to hit unmute. She's still mute. But y'all, this is the stuff that, you know, that's not on charts. And that's normally the stuff that help you get to the next level, the stuff that's not on charts, because people ain't got time to write it out. They ain't got time to write it out. It's just gonna say recruit, prospect, talk to people. Yeah, but what am I supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to say? I got all of these different people out here with these different mind frames and different situations. What am I supposed to say? This is that stuff right here. You can't unmute, Mr. Rochelle? Go ahead, unmute. You need me to help you out?
You said, well, no, I'm just listening. It's just like what I do know, we have to be good listeners too. We can't be listening. We can't be, all we think about is recruiting, just getting them to sign up and making that doubt and not listening to the pain and not hearing what they're saying to you. Because all we're hearing about is thinking about $1. Then we miss the whole part of, or we got to ask, you said, ask enough questions to get them in and not really hear what they need. But if we got to find the pain, we got to be good listeners and definitely be asking those questions, because every scenario is not going to be the same. And the more you keep doing that, like you just came out with some very valid, great points and nuggets to take away, because like the single mom, the husband and wife, and you know, not having enough time, and why people get the, you know, bringing it in. And I always say health and wealth. We got two things in this industry. We have health, because that's what we all need better. Most people need a better health, and we definitely need better finances. And that's, I've been saying that for many years, because it still holds true. If not even more so, you know, it still holds very true. So you're right. I mean, like I said, we gotta, and it's not just about just, you know, scared to pick up the phone. And, yeah, and people are, but you pick up the phone because if you think I am going to go in this with the mindset, I'm going to help the person, not just about me making $1 from the person.
Yes, ma'am. He gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? That's to listen twice as much as we talk, right? They say, you know, when you're out and you're having a conversation with people, right? when you're out. Okay, that's interesting. You're out, okay, and you're talking to people. Let's say you're out for lunch. They say this is how you find out if you talk too much. If you go get them a drink and you get you a drink, okay? If their drink is empty before yours, you did too much talking. You did too much talking. Because that means the only thing they could do was listen. And the whole time, to give themselves something to do, they was drinking their drink. They were drinking their drink. But if you're asking questions because you want to listen to the person, they don't have time to drink because they're talking. They're talking. It's a good way to gauge if you're just talking too much. Because we want to listen, y'all. As I said last week, even in relationships, you don't become nervous until the person knows you, because until the person knows you, they can't hurt you. They can't hurt you. But once you start talking to them and you telling them about yourself and you feel like they know everything about you, you become vulnerable. Now, when you're vulnerable, that's when you're nervous, because now the person can potentially hurt you because you feel like they know too much about you. Like, we can't get away from this emotion thing, y'all. I'm telling you, it's real. It's real. When you let people talk, when you let them talk, people will feel like they know you and be like, hey, girl, I just met you. I feel like I've been knowing you for 6 months. Why? Because you listen. You listen, right? And that person like, oh, shoot. Well, that was quick. That was fast. You know, y'all, this is it's a real thing. But you just have to understand that in this quest of network marketing, what we're doing, it's just some things that have to be learned. It's some things that have to be learned, and it's some skills that have to be built. Unfortunately, you got to go pay for it. You thought. You don't have to. You don't have to, because everything that I've learned, we teach it. We teach it. The same stuff you gonna go to at an Eric Ward training, you can get that same thing here. You just gonna hear it from different people that's making more money, but it's the same thing. And why is Eric Ward able to have that same training every single year? Because it's not talked about within the network marketing companies during the course of the year. That's a real thing, y'all. So people are hungry for that knowledge. They're hungry for that knowledge. All right. Last thing I'm gonna talk about. When you own this move to bringing people into your business, okay? People can hear the conviction in your voice. Nobody wants to do business with a person that's like, well, you know, I got this thing that you might want to take a look at. You know, I think you think? And so you want me to spend my money with you on something that you think is good? Like, you're not sure? You're not absolutely positively, you think? I think not. I'm gonna keep my money. Or I might get in and just see. See, we don't think about the part of when people join and don't do nothing. No, a lot of the times it's because how you got them started. Because they thinking about, they did it because of you. Maybe they seen enough to say this is pretty good, but this right here still ain't allowing them to move forward. That's why you gotta always be cautious of what you're saying, because people are thinking, what? Can this work for me? Can this work for me? That's what they're thinking. So if you got them in their head, even when they join you, there's still not gonna be no activity. All right. So as you show your conviction and you give this person 100% faith. I used to always ask people, I don't need 100%. Just give me 99 and I earn the other 1%. Just give me 99. I earn the other 1%. Just give me 99. You ain't got to give it all to me. Just give me 99. I earn the other one. Okay. I give you the 99. I can deal with one, right? That's exuding that I know where I'm going. Okay. I know where I'm going and can't nobody tell me nothing. Every time I talk, the lady I'm getting ready to sign up, she's in Chicago. You know what I called her and told her? I say, listen, we finna cause a storm out there in the Midwest. Thousands of people within the next 12 to 24 months. I just want you to be one of those people. I just want you to be one of those people. She's like, oh, of course, I want to be one of those people. Why? Because you know why? Nobody don't want to be left behind. If I know I'm trying to bring somebody into New York and I don't have nobody there yet, guess what I'm gonna tell you? Listen, oh, we coming to your city. We coming to your state. Oh, for real? Yes, we coming to your state. What y'all got going on? Y'all, psychological. Call your friends tonight. Text your friends tonight that's in a different state and say, listen, we coming to your city and you need to know what we're doing. Just trust me, y'all. Just trust me. Just trust me. Just trust me on this. Text your friends with extreme excitement. Girl, we coming to your city and you need to know what we're doing. We coming to your state. And you need to know what we're doing. Well, what y'all doing? What y'all got going on? It'll cause some excitement. It'll pique their interest. People do business with people that know where they are going. You have to be confident. You got to be confident, y'all. Nobody don't want to spend their money with somebody they say people can smell when you're only 99% in. They can smell when you're only 99% in. 100% people will join you, all because you know where you're going. All because, I don't know how many of y'all gonna try what I just told you, but I'm telling you, you will get some responses of what is it? What you talking about? Why I need to know? I'm telling you. Okay. So in this quest of you trying to bring people on board, okay, or you trying to bring people on board, you have to give them a harsh reality, right? I have a thing where I tell people, if you're gonna say no to this, please tell me you got something better than what I've just showed you. Because if you do, show me your plan and I'll probably join you. If you got something better, if you finna say no to this, please tell me you got something better. And I got a smile on my face when I'm saying this. Because if you do, I want you to show it to me. Because I'm probably gonna join you. I'm letting them know that I don't pass up on opportunity. I'm open-minded and I'll take a look. So you know what that's gonna do to him or her psychologically? Dang. He don't pass up on opportunity. He open, so let me be open. If you're gonna say no, let me know. So guess what? That person gonna show their hand when they don't show me what they have. Now they got to deal with that. That's not my problem. They the ones got to deal with that after that conversation of passing up what I showed to them. They'll think about it when they work them 12, 15 hours. They'll think about it when they get their check on Friday and they broke on Monday. They'll think about everything that I said. Why? Because I'm just laying the groundwork. I'm just laying the groundwork. But here's a harsh reality, y'all. I'm gonna try to take a snapshot of this. All right. Can y'all see this? I don't left the wake and came to somebody else's funeral tonight.
Yeah, I'm nodding my head. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Did you want the ladies in the middle?
Huh?
Did you want the ladies in the middle?
The ladies in the middle.
I guess that's what you got part of your thing now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I put that there to cover up the name until we get it converted over.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Into
right.
these Wakanda the Wakanda colors. So
Okay.
this is a listen. Any one of y'all can take this phone, this picture right here, and talk to a person about this. Any one of y'all, okay? When I'm sitting down and I'm talking to people, I'm gonna start back doing this. I haven't done it in a while. Well, since I haven't done it, but I'm gonna start back doing this because it's such a huge eye opener and it's a gut punch. These are the lifeline options, and nobody under the sound of my voice, you aren't you can't escape it. You gotta do one of the two.
You're not exempt. Not exempt.
Right. So when I'm talking to people, I ask them, I say, we got two options in this world in terms of what our future is going to look like. The first one is going to be the traditional 40 to 50 plan, where you are going to take those first 20 years of your life, learn, figure out who you are not, and what you want to do with your life. That's going to be the first 20 years of your life. Once you get to about 25, you're going to get introduced to something called the work world. Okay, so where now you're going to have to be an adult, and life is going to get real for you. Okay, and on that quest, you're going to spend the next 30 to 40 years trying to earn a living, working, busting your butt, trying to survive, keep your head above the water, and dealing with the weights of the world while you're doing that. And you're going to get right here when you're about 70 to 75 years old. You're going to get him when you're about 70 to 75 years old with about 10 years to enjoy your life. Is that something that you're interested in doing? Because nobody working can escape that. Retirement is not even a thing no more. They've taken it off the table. People will work till they're dead.
Yeah.
People work till they're dead. Everybody here that still have a job, you like, hell no, that ain't gonna be me. Mm-hmm. I ain't doing that, right? But that's the harsh reality that 99% of people, y'all, they have. And guess what? They don't have an out. They don't have a vehicle. So they think this is the only way to do it because why? Mom and dad said this is the way it's supposed to go.
They did.
Go to school, get a diploma, go to college, get a degree, and get a well-paying job and take care of your family and live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Well, 85% of people by survey said, you are not the father. They said it does not work. It did not work. I done that. Did not work. So the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20, 21, 22, all the way up into me, that there, They've seen their parents do that. They're not trying to do it. Okay, so you can take that traditional route, or you can come over here with Wakanda, soon to be Akana, still take those same 20 years of your life, learning who you are, what you want to do, learning who you are not, and what you want to do. Okay, get right here to when you're 26, and even if you surpass that, at this point, take the next 12,
20 years
to 36 months. Earning while you learn. The next 12 to 36 months. Just earning as you learn. Learning new skills. Learning how to talk to people. Learning how to build a business. Learning how to network. And after that, you can spend the next 40 to 50 years living your freaking life.
Mhm.
Now, how do I know that, ladies and gentlemen? Because I didn't take route one.
Kathy, I didn't told you to not to come up there, but you're up there, so wait till I get up there.
How do I know that worked? Because I took option 2. I'm living proof of it. Option 1, it wasn't an option for me. Those are that's your route. So you got to ask yourself, the people that are under my voice right now, you got to ask yourself, which one do you want to take? See, our thing is we have an option. We have a vehicle. A lot of them don't. Y'all, they're only doing it because they don't know. They don't know. We know better. The people that miss out on opportunity, to them, you can't miss what you never had. But for us, the people that know that this exists, that network marketing is a thing and people becoming free, you'll suffer 10 times worse than this person 10 years ago, 10 years from now, because you know that you didn't have to take that route. You had an out. The Most High put something in your hand for you to take advantage of, and you decided not to. See, that's what you call that hurt. That's that hurt. When you know that you could have put your time and effort into something to change your situation and make it better, and you didn't, that's that hurt. The people that don't know no better, y'all, they just don't know no better. That's why it's up to us to let them know that this exists. Each one of y'all can take this same chart right here and just call your friends and say, listen, let me ask you 2 gut-wrenching questions. And then you send that to them. Let me ask you 2 gut-wrenching questions. And then you send that to them and you go over it with them. Take this, because I have it laminated. And we used to take the marker. And when we talk to people during presentations, while we're trying to bring them on, we were right on it. Y'all, this is a gut-wrenching reality. Do anybody on here disagree that this is a gut-wrenching reality?
Don't disagree at all.
Why is the door open?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting home.
Okay. Well, I guess I must have touched the rest of y'all, because I'm just saying. So these are the things, y'all, that you have to think about in this quest of doing what we're doing. Once you get the psychology down, network marketing becomes easy. You just got to find the people. It becomes easy. You just got to find the people. But everything is just written down on charts, y'all. Ain't no drop-down menu behind these skills and principles that we got to take and put into practice. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no drop-down menus of explaining what it is. You just see, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this. This is why training is so important, because once you click on the drop-down menu and you get the how-to, then it starts to make sense. Like, oh, okay. So this is what I got to do. And it makes it a lot easier, y'all. I always focus on learning the psychology behind it, because it makes me a dangerous person if I use it the right way. I've always said, thanks to the Most High, that I'm not an evil person. Because when people get the knowledge, they're dangerous. Once you get the knowledge and you understand what to say to people, how to use it, there's some people out there that they do some serious work to people, because they get the psychology behind words. They get it. And you learn it, you can do some beautiful things because we're dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with people. So anything y'all got to say before we close this thing down? I'm going to stop the recording.